Feature Friday.
The freshest.
So, very interesting. In the comments of Khalasi, Gotilo!
Tama, gotilo.
You guys were
Such a
saying,
good song.
you guys mentioned actually, since we referred a lot to like the Spanish influences and the, Hispanic, it looked like, sounded like flamenco, Las Palmas.
It did.
Now, in northwest India, like Rajasthan and Gujarat, that's also really prevalent.
Okay.
Which begs the question, where the did flamenco start, right? And where did that come
That's
from?
a good
Is
question.
it accurate for us to say like, oh look, that's Spanish influence, or is it like, well, that's just their influence? That's just like
that's
Gujarati,
just
or that's
typical
just
to the
Rajasthani.
area. Exactly.
Gujarat and Rajasthan, they're not like, they're different states, and they do have some similarities in language wise, but
They're still different.
they're still very different. Like they celebrate different festivals and stuff like that. So you guys mentioned the Romani people, which we know them as like Gitanos.
As the Hispanic gypsies.
Exactly. And it turns out, because there is a lot of argument on what's the beginning of flamenco, there's still quite a ton of mystery. But this was a fairly good article I found that said like the roots of flamenco, through somewhat mysterious, seem to lie in the Roman migration from Rajasthan, northwest India, to Spain in the 9th to the 14th centuries.
My gosh.
And these migrants brought them musical instruments such as tambourines, bells, wooden castanets, and extensive repertoire of song and dances up to Europe.
That's very cool. So that's why I actually see a lot of like las castañas that are very used in flamenco and rumba themselves. I've seen them a ton of times done in Indian music, folkloric music to be precise. And I've always thought, oh my God, I wonder what the correlation of these things are. Apparently this is it.
Yep. So I thought we would check out then some dancing. First, I mean, more accurate would be to check out Rajasthani dance, which we will. But I would like to check out some Gujarati dances first because of that bloody song Khalasi.
Yeah.
And
Gotilo.
yeah, and I would presume that the only way you would dance that, you would see some sort of flamenco
ish kind of movements.
So I thought I'd check out some of the traditional dances called Garba.
That's gorgeous though. Woo! This kid's got stamina, boy. Well, that song is cool though.
I don't know how much of this song you guys are gonna be able to hear because I have no idea. But you are seeing straight away like I mean, I don't know if that would suggest flamenco like movements, but you are seeing the play of the skirts per se.
You're also seeing a circular like setting, which is actually quite common for flamenco, because remember flamenco used to be done in the streets, like it used to be done outside of the churches and like in the communal areas. So a lot of the time people would gather in like dance battle style.
Yeah.
So it's like a circular style. People come in and dance whenever they feel like it. There's actually synchronized dancing that happens as a community too, which is pretty fun.
I think that's higher jingles as well.
Yes. Yeah, how cool is that? Look at those barrel turns.
Yeah, it's capoeira.
And this is actually, to a certain extent, similar to male Russian ballet. It's all very low down. Yeah, it's actually insane. The song is cool.
Yeah.
I like this combo of like new style and old production.
Well, a lot of people do a ton of like covers of obviously, popular songs and also Gujarati songs.
Okay.
I know this one was sung by Shreya. This is Nagada Sang Dol.
Ah,
We have reviewed
very
this song
cool.
before.
Yes.
And she did dance.
Yeah, it's such an explosive type of dance. It's very energetic. Nice. How cool is this?
Very
Yeah,
charming.
here we go with the thighs.
Yeah, so that seems to be quite typical.
thighs.
Yeah, you leg day, bro. Forget leg day. Just dance Garba.
It's very nice though. I also think this song is phenomenal. If you wanted to do something explosive, this would be the style
Suits
of
it
dance that
perfectly.
you would pick for sure.
I did see as well, some of you guys did forward a dance off.
This is so cool. I really shout out to the choreographer. That was dope.
Yeah, one of you guys did send me a dance off.
Ooh, dope. What are we talking about? That is so cool.
The reason why I didn't want to include it is because that's Kathak, that's not Garba. But
okay.
it's an interesting comparison.
Well, if you take into consideration the movement, geographically speaking, it would make,
It would make some sense, right?
Yeah. Some.
If this was like
That is
freestyle
so
dance, and it was like a competitive freestyle dance, what the flamenco dance just did, everyone would have been going like, "Oh shit!"
She threw you a shot.
Yeah, that was bars.
She's barefooted.
Yeah, tough.
Which is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Almas. That's like drumming, bro. I kid you, that's like an exercise in drumming. Taka, 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 taka.
Yeah, but with your feet and hands, it's actually pretty cool.
It's the same as drumming.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, touche.
Sheesh.
And she's flat-footed as well, like.
Because in flamenco, naturally, your feet, because of the shoes, right? They can stand a bit more like this.
Yeah, even though they're not very high heels, the position of the feet. Also, your body weight is far forward. You're actually trying to keep your weight off your heels, so you can actually maneuver the sounds towards the heel a little bit better. Also, some flamenco shoes have studs in the heels, but majority of them don't. The majority of them are studded at the balls of the foot. So most of the work actually happens in the metatarsals. So you're on your tippy toes majority of the time.
And this is Rajasthani.
Also, her hips are quite
Loose.
No, and they're far forward as well. So her axis is actually shifted forward because she is modulating her hips, but her body weight is actually far back. It's actually really interesting, but I am totally blown away by how incredibly flexible and gorgeous her hand modulation was. I was like, how do you do that?
Well, and there's a ton of people that do try to create like India Lucia.
Okay.
A style of music. They usually do end up mixing it with Kathak, because I think it is probably the most popular worldwide classical style of dance.
Yeah.
Not that it would be the super famous, I don't presume, but I think it will be the most well known out of all of them.
Okay, cinematics though.
Whoa, he plays everything. God damn. Oh, interesting.
Oh, her freaking upper body. It's gorgeous. So you see, the upper body in Kathak is way more flexible. It's way more fluid.
Way more rigid in flamenco.
Yeah, in comparison to the flamenco. I don't know how they move so fast.
It makes no sense,
I don't know how they
doesn't
move
it?
so fast and with so much fluidity at the same time. Because again, in flamenco, it makes sense because a lot of the rigidity helps with the faster movement. Yeah, it actually helps with the violent, passionate feel of flamenco. But in Kathak, I feel like it is such a fluid style of dancing that when they go berserk and you're like spinning around and doing everything between, I don't understand how they're able to maintain such fluidity and such graceful movements whilst they're also, very passionately turning. Well, it is quite phenomenal to me.
I think the interesting part is as well that Indian classical dance, it's way more religiously intertwined than flamenco dance is.
Flamenco is a cultural expression.
It's a people's dance. Yeah. It's kind of like folk.
It is.
But Kathak Garba, the other Rajasthani dance we saw, they're usually only done or
as praise, yeah.
yeah, as a form of worship. Maybe not only done because you can't do them recreationally, but I guess their origin is primarily religious.
And I think that
has to do more with the fluidity of an aspect of things and the grace and the imitation of the deities or the gods that they are sort of
correct, 'cause they're
dancing for or
impersonating.
representing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting situation, and I think a lot of the subtext actually relies on the origin of the dance itself. So if you have more information and you guys would like to let us know more about anything that we watched out today, please leave it in the comment section below.
Yeah, as we always do, this is a discovery
That's right.
class, I guess, and
But this was freaking sick.
of course, I do apologize for any mistakes or any things that we have perhaps represented wrong, but it is going to happen if you discover things for the first time, and let us know more in the comments. Goodbye.